a second there.
I'm not going to be able to help you.
See ya. Laters.
Only one way to find out. Omega Luke.
Well, it's good to see pre-season went really well again. 4 games, 1 goal scored. No wins. Jesus Christ. Hello there, viewers. Welcome back to another episode of the World ROTTERDAMINATION. Of course, if you missed the last episode, you missed probably the best episode of the series so far. And thank you all for the comments that you gave me on the last episode about the format and everything like that. Maybe more to come, just like that. I really enjoyed doing something different on the channel rather than just the standard 2 games, me mucking up, you going, oh, Luke, he's done it again. This time, however, we have a start of the season. A brand new chapter, if you will. Now, spoiler alert if you haven't seen the last episode coming right up. Yes, in the last episode, we finished in 2nd place, meaning we gain automatic promotion to the next division. We've climbed up to the 5th tier now. I'm excited for this. I am really excited for this. I've noticed a step up in our reputation as well. We've gone from a 3.5-star reputation club to a 4-star reputation club. So that's good as well. Means we can attract better players. Because remember, we have struggled attracting decent players. And it's definitely worked. So yes, we find ourselves in the FIFA Samsung Division 2 now, the 5th tier, like I mentioned earlier, alongside some rather big clubs across Europe. Norwich, of course, going up with us, and Sheffield United. How did the other game do? I can't actually remember whether the other team came up with us. So they did, because Levante were relegated as well. So maybe I'll notice them later on, I guess. I'm not sure whether I will. Probably not. It was Hanover 96, of course it was indeed. So 4 teams from the division that we had before, but some big clubs. I'm looking forward to playing the likes of Augsburg. I think that's going to be a big test. Red Bull Salzburg, Braga, another big game there. I can see it. Rennes, who, if you're a fan of Youth to Gold, we do not like you, Rennes. We definitely do. I hold grudges. It happened the first couple of seasons. Still don't like you. So plenty other massive games for us to come up against, but I'm leaving you hanging here for the signings that we have made. I know we have found ourselves against Red Bull Salzburg, of course, in our division in the World FA Cup, and in the Carabao Cup, Vitoria de Guames, I think maybe that's how you say it, who are in the FIFA Eurosport Division 6, so a few leagues below us. So we should get through that one. Salzburg is going to be a tough one though, I'd imagine. But without further ado, I've left you long enough now. Let's have a look at the outs of the transfers, because the ins is just too good to spoil straight away. And I need to explain a few things, why some of these players are left and why I brought in some of the players that I have done. So outside of a lot of loan deals and one youngster who went out who you've never heard of, who I got about $1 million for, which I won't bother showing you, this is the first man who I'm going to bring to your attention. Robert Bozanek. Now, I know a lot of people might be questioning this one because he has good potential, and some people have seen him grow to be like a £30 million player. However, I gave him a few games, 8 games in total, and he didn't score any goals. He literally did nothing, so he has left. He has gone to Hertha Berlin, which I thought was rather bizarre. 4.6 million because they are in the 2nd division. So he has climbed the leagues for sure. And he is finding himself now quite high up. Robert Bozanek, off you go. Denzel Owuzu was another man who left. Again, you probably never heard of him because he was in our youth team. However, Chelsea seen something in him. I don't. I mean, he's 17. He does look quite good. Actually, to be fair, he looks very good, but for some reason, Chelsea wanted him. They came in for like 5.75 million, rising to 10 million. I was actually happy with that. I was like, do you know what? We could potentially bring in someone decent anyway with all the regens, because there are a lot of them, I will tell you that. He wanted to leave. He was kicking up a bit of a fuss because I rejected their first offer. When they came in again for 5 million with a few add-ons, I thought, do you know what? Yeah, go on then. You can go, and I've let him go. So he is from Feyenoord as well. He is from the youth academy of Feyenoord, but I don't think he's going to be that big of a loss if you have a look at all the players that we've brought in. Now, a fringe player who has left is Reggiano Haps. He is a Dutch player, though. Remember, we sort of flipped and flopped between him and Malacia, and at the end of the season, Malacia sort of dominated playing first-team football, so he's played a lot more in the end than Haps. And for good reason, Malacia has come on quite nicely. Now, I wasn't fighting his corner to keep him that much because of the 12.75 million that Burnley put on the table. And for the fact that we had Malacia and another couple of youngsters who are in the youth squad and a man coming back on loan, all playing left back, I was happy to let him go at 27 now. He's not going to get much better than this, and I want better. I think we deserve better. So Reggiano Haps has left the club. But this man, this was a difficult decision. Now, hold on, before you write in the comments about this being a bad decision, I've just noticed how well he can play libero as well. And if you know me lately from all of my content that I've been doing on FM Scout and this and everything else, you know I like a good libero. But I have let Marcos Senesi go. 23 years old, he was probably our best player last year. He was my favourite player that we had at the club last year. An unsung hero, I really think. He put on some very good performances for us. Played 41 games, only was here for our whole season. We got him on an undisclosed fee, 41 appearances, 7.17 rating. Monaco came in to begin with for about 12 million. I was absolutely no. He was kicking up a bit of a fuss. He wanted to leave to go to Monaco because, of course, they're in a much higher division than us. Which is going to be the problem here for a long time. And then I started looking at his attributes and I thought, we could probably get better than that. I probably could bring in someone much better than that. But I do like him. Like the 12 positioning was quite not as good as what I'd hope. 13 tackling and marking. Like, is he going to get much better than that? I'm not really sure. Like the physicals are okay. Other than that, though, I think we could do better. So they came in again, and I bumped their offer up to 30 million, well, 29.5, and they were like, yeah, sure. And then I was sort of panicking then, because then I realised I had to actually bring in a man. And we've done that. Don't worry, don't panic. We've brought in someone insane. So in total then, that brings us £53 million into the club from transfers out. 55% of it goes on Marcos Senesi, so that means only 55% of it was from a first team player, with Haps being a fringe player, one player out of the four that I've shown you, really being a first team player who would have probably started a league game at the start of this season. So overall, I don't think that's that bad considering what we've done on the ins, which I'll bring you to now. Now, there is a lot of youngsters that I have brought in, remember, because I mentioned how there's so many like youth prospects who just haven't signed deals. So the first one I'm going to show you is this man, Kami McCloskey. Now, I did show you this at the end of the season, I know, so this one isn't too much of a surprise, but I'm going to show you sort of the pick of the bunch who potentially could be having a start in the first team. Maybe this season you might come across them at some point in the cup game or something like that this season. Kami McCloskey being one of them, who is probably on the fringe of that. We got him from Rangers at a very dirt cheap price of £58,000. That is just ridiculous. For a man already of his prospect, very good. 5-star potential though, he's only 16. His physicals, they will get better, I promise. Good determination, not bad technical abilities as well. The next man I'm going to show you is Ricardo Santarelli. He is from Belgium and we picked him up from Genk. Same again, wouldn't sign a new deal, so we offered them very little money and it was accepted, £80,000. What a player we've got on our hands here for £80,000. Some very good physicals already for a midfielder. That good natural fitness and the stamina is quite high too. The pace and everything and the strength will pick up when he gets a little bit older. But he is 6'3" already at 16 years old. And he has cracking flair. An attacking midfielder I can see because his passing's only 10 right now, but he is 16. That will grow, I'm sure. But if it doesn't sort of increase as quick as what I'd like, maybe I will look to bring him out on the right-hand side. Maybe even play on the left-hand side as an inverted player because he does have good dribbling traits and first touch. He does have what it could be a good winger. So, I mean, we picked him up for so cheap. We will make money off him anyway, regardless. But if we're going to play him in the future, That's what I'm looking for. 5-star again, though. Cracking player. Now we go to a real player, Alex Blesser. Now, you need to look out for this guy because, especially if you're playing the Super League, a lot of the Spanish players have ridiculously low minimum fee release clauses. You've already seen me pick up a couple in last season's transfer window. This man, we picked him up for dirt cheap, 700k. And he's already, I mean, that's 700k for an 18-year-old. How good is he for an 18-year-old, by the way? He plays in the 3 positions that we use in the midfield, so that's already a positive. And I'm sort of toying between starting him and being like the impact sub and develop him a little bit more. But he already has good technical abilities if we wanted to play him higher up. He also has good mental abilities and physical abilities if we wanted to play him in the box-to-box midfielder role. So there's 2 options there that I am quite happy with. And he can, to be honest, do a job if you play him in the deep line playmaker role. He can do a job there. Not the best of the bunch that we have, especially no Lakonga, but he can do a job there. I'm happy with that. 5'11 as well, 5-star potential. Alex Blesser coming in from Levante. I quite like him. Now remember, we got rid of Owusu, who was sort of like our future prospect for centre-back, and instead we brought in this man. So I already knew I had this man coming in before I let him leave, Owusu leave. So I was alright with it. I thought, you know what? We've got this man. I'm happy with that. Jump and reach to 13 already. 6'1". Marking will hopefully improve, but the tackling is 16, heading of 13. Great determination. He's 16 years old. And what's his driven personality? That's fantastic. We got him from Duisburg, which MSV Duisburg, I'm not sure. Duisburg, maybe that's how you say it. Let me know, Germans, in the chat. £1.9 million. It's the more expensive of the youngsters that we have brought in from like regens or new gens, whatever you want to call them. But I think it's worth it for the potential that this man has. Weak left foot, very strong right foot. I'm all right with that. You know, that's fine. But we could potentially bed this guy in as like our 4th choice defender right now, because we've made a couple of signings. Don't worry. And I think he could definitely do us a job for sure. Like non-competitive wise, he's gonna ruin the youth leagues. Already putting in a 7.3 rating, so he's gonna ruin those leagues already. Once he gets a little bit more development, for sure, he'll be starting for us. I've got no doubts about that. Demetrius Leos. I don't know, maybe you want to sponsor him and change his name for me. That would be fantastic. He also is Greek descendant, just in case you're all thinking, that's not a German name. That's why. Now, at the end of the season, if you remember rightly, when I was going over my reports on the team, I thought about Bilo and whether I want to change him because I wasn't quite happy with his attributes. And then I was toying between 2 different goalkeepers, and this man came up, David von Balmus. Cracking name, that's the main reason why I wanted to sign him, to be honest. But not to mention, he is also very good in goal. 25 years old as well. He's a Swiss. Not an international, which I was quite surprised with. Not even at under 21 level. But hey, comes from Young Boys. 6'4". I mean, he's took a drumming from us, remember. We beat them 6-0, I think it was. Good determination, cracking handling and reflexes. Area reach and command of area is far superior. And if we just compare him to Bilo, you can see he's a much better goalkeeper other than speed, which for a goalkeeper, that's probably the least that you want on this graph, on this little graph that you can see here. We picked him up as well for a rather cheap price of 2.7 million. So we had roughly about, 12 or 18 million, one of the two, to make some signings. So when I first seen him, I was like, yes, because the goalkeeper I was going to go for was going to cost us about 8 to 12 million. And I was sort of toying with whether it was worth it. This is definitely worth it. For 2.7 million, this is very much worth it indeed. But now this is where it gets really exciting now. These next 3 names is unbelievable. Let me introduce you to Renier. And I know what you're thinking. Luke, how did you get him on loan? I didn't get him on loan. I signed him from Real Madrid. I signed him. Now remember, we tried chasing him down as a loan deal at the start of last season, and they would not let him even come to us because we're not playing with good enough players. He's 18 years old, 5-star potential, 3.5 already. We picked him up from Real Madrid because he had a release clause for 10.25 million. Now Real Madrid, I got the notification because he was still on my shortlist from when I tried to loan him, again in January as well. I looked at him again. I think he's at PSV. Only played 9 games. What were they doing? But hey, I got a notification to say that Real Madrid were offering a brand new contract. And I thought, well, if that's still in his deal, I'm just going to take a punt. I'll never be able to get him. But hey, if he's getting offered a new deal at Real Madrid, why would he come to me? The reason why is because I bumped up the wages he was asking for to £40,000. Took off the signing on fee, mind. £40,000 because I thought, well, if you're going to play for me, you're probably my best player. We've just lost a couple of players who were on roughly £40,000. I'm not losing anything. I'm just gaining an insane player. Thought nothing less of it. Carried on, pressed the spacebar button a couple of more times. Bang, there it was. Wanted to sign for us. Could not believe my luck. So there we have Renier. An insane player. You probably all know about him already. He is going to be the forefront of our attack for sure. In behind the striker. Speaking of the striker, we brought in Alfredo Morelos, the dirtiest striker in the game, the Colombian from Rangers. We pinched 2 strikers from Rangers, so I'm really sorry, Rangers fans. We have done you dirty here. But look at that aggression, the determination, the off the ball, the work rate, natural fitness and stamina. He has the 5 things that I like, and he's included anticipation and aggression, 2 other mental attributes that I absolutely love. He's just 24 years old. He still has potential to grow. £47,000 a week. That's not bad at all. And we picked him up. I think it was 10 million up front, 4.5 over the next 3 years, and he is going to be worth it. He is going to be banging in some goals. 19 strength. He's going to be very good for us indeed. Running the line instead of Jurgensen. So remember, Jurgensen scored so many goals for us last season. I still think this guy's the way to go, though. I think this guy's going to be better for us. Let me know down in the comments what you would do. But there is one more man who is the icing on top of this transfer cake. That'll be nice. I haven't given you the replacement for Senesi yet. For good reason, we spent a lot of money. We have brought in Jerome Ogwene. I think that might be how you say it. And he is a monster. He is from Cameroon. He's Cameroon international from Red Bull Salzburg. So even more reason why I wanted to do it, because they are in our league. And he's probably the best defender in our league. 4-star with 4.5-star potential. He's 6'3". Only 22 years old, so he has got years ahead of him. Him and Armini are going to be a fortress at the back. He's insane. He can even play in the position in front because he has 12 passing. He's a ball-playing defender, which is what I like about him. But the physicals, the strength, the pace, very good indeed. The mental attributes are glorious as well, and he's better than Senesi at defence. Yes, Senesi's got 12 dribbling. Why do I need that unless I was playing a libero? I'm not playing a libero, so I signed him. He's costing us £68,000 a week because I needed some way to bring him in without him wanting to just stay. But when we had the Senesi deal done, I was like, right, I need to find a player. We didn't have a lot of transfer deadline day left. In fact, I think the transfer deadline day is still going on, but we haven't. I wanted to sign someone before our first game for you today. This was the man that we brought in. And I'm going to struggle with his name so much that I'm just going to call him Jerry. I'm not even going to beat around the bush about it. I am not prepared to say this all the time. On Gwene, no. It's going to be Jerry for me. Jerome, Jerry. We're going to stick with Jerry. He's going to have to live with that. I'm very happy with this transfer window. In total, though, across all of the youngsters that we brought in and the players that I've shown you today, we had 18 players coming in. Totaling to an amount of £51 million. First team players, though, the ones that I've shown you, amounted to just 27% of that. Which just goes to show how many youngsters I actually brought in. So a lot of those youngsters you probably won't see at all or for a very long time. And to put a little bit more perspective and bring a few factual numbers into this, under 20 wise, we've brought in 14 different players, 77% in total. And under 20, we spent £13 million, which was 24% of the money we spent across all of the transfer window so far. However, out of that 24%, out of the 13 million, the 24% that we signed, which were under 20, 73% of that was from Renier. So outside of him, that's a lot. So we hardly spent a lot, really, with under 20s. Just Renier was a lot of money, but he's going to come in straight away. So there we have it. As you can see, all of these names here, it took me ages to go through them and send them to where I wanted to go. but we're happy. A few loan deals, few of them gone out on loan, a few that you recognise there, Baena being one of them, De La Fuente's gone out. But today, we're against Freiburg in the first game. It's going to be a tricky one, I think, and this is the side I'm going to be bringing you for this match. We're just going to be playing the one game today. Van Bournemouth in the net, Karsdorp on the right-hand side because we've got him on a 2-year loan deal, not a 1-year loan deal, which I was very shocked and pleased to see. Armini and Jerry at centre-back. I can't wait to see what they are like together. Malacia on the left. Sambi Lokonga in the deep line playmaker role. Toornstra now is dropped back into the box-to-box midfielder role because we lost Scott Arfield. I got options there, of course, with Blesser, and Uatara can also fill in every now and then. But we have Burgess on the right, Baeza on the left, Renier in behind Morelos. So, unfortunately for Jurgensen, he drops down to the bench. Number 4 for Jerry. I'm happy with that. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the transfers that we brought in. Who do you think is the best bit of business that we have done, whether it was selling a player, bringing a player in. I'm really excited to see these front two for sure, what they can do. And I think what we did in the transfer window far surpasses what I ever expected. And it turns out to be like really good. From considering what the money they give us, I think that is really, really good. Here we go. First highlight of the day, 20 minutes in. Lokonga plays it out to Karsdorp. Struggling with an injury, Karsdorp, but I was happy to play him in this game. Burgess. Done well. There's Toornstra. Deeper row. Renier starts it off. Baeza. Morelos. Morelos puts it in. It's very early in his Feyenoord career, but he's already making a name for himself. Alfredo Morelos. What a great goal that is. Baeza with the assist. Nothing really changes, does it? Toornstra to Renier. He has a pop himself. It's unlucky, but he finds the gaplet. The off the ball works already, and he's there. Oh, I love it. Other than the goal, though, it was a very quiet first half for both sides, really. Only 5 shots for us, 6 for them. And you didn't really see much of it. But I'm good. I'm happy with the performance that they've put in so far. They look delighted with it as well. Everyone reacted with a thumbs up. That's what you want to see as a manager. But we just got to make sure that they don't take that and be complacent. Go out there and get yourself another goal. Morelos has headed it on. No one's going to get there, though. We're putting pressure on them, though. That's good. Schwolo. Lionheart. Griffo. Gunter. Oh, well done from Burgess. Pulling them back. That's what I like to see. 3 men putting the pressure on there. Peterson's in. Peterson has scored a cracking goal. What a ball that is from the left-hand side. Gunter there. Played. Niels Peterson in. And I didn't expect it. If I'm honest, I was waiting for that one moment where we pinched the ball off him. And in the end, Gunter's put in an insane ball. And Niels Peterson somehow has found himself in between our 2 centre-backs to make it 1-1. That's disappointing. So I'm making a triple change now. Burgess is coming off, Sinistera's coming on. Rick Karsdorp coming back from injury. Going to change him for Gertrude. And Jens Toornstra, who is aging now. He's doing alright, but he's aging. I want to give Blesser a go. 18 years old. Let's see what this man's about. 17 minutes gone. We don't have a lot of time. Here is a highlight. Gertrude, Renier. Nice one from Gertrude. Is that going to be a red card? Has he done something horrendous to my player there? If he has, get him off the pitch, Mr. Referee. He has. It's a straight red. Don't know what he did. It didn't look like it was a tackle. But I am quite disappointed. I was hoping for a highlight there where we actually had an attack on goal. Well, we're going into extra time. And it's gone. Extra time, stoppage time. Deadlock. 1-1. Nothing could split us, so that is quite disappointing. I was hoping for a win here at the start of the season. My assistant actually agrees with me. Far from pleased, so that's good. Look stressed, Lokonga. Well, he played well, but still. So that is not a bad start. I mean, a loss would have been awful, but Freiburg I do think are quite good. We didn't actually have a look at the season preview. Maybe we should do that. A season preview of the league, see what they think. We don't have any players in there, which disappoints. Oh, Jerry. Jerry's in there. And Morelos and Burgess. How did I not see them? We've got 3 players in the dream team, and we are predicted to finish second. Oh, Tigres up top there, predicted to finish top. So that's quite interesting. Wow. So we do have quite a good side by the looks of it for this league. Back-to-back promotions? Who knows? Please, though, if you enjoyed this video, let me know down in the comments. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and let me know what signing you think is going to be the game changer this season. My name is Omega Luke, and I will see you for the next one. Bye-bye. Hey you. Yeah, you. How am I doing this? Mind control. Watch.
There's a Patreon if you want to support the channel like these guys, and YouTube thinks you'll like this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. No, I am not Luke's father.